Hey guys and gals, Franchise Kid here. Another outdoor knife review coming to you live from the King Estates. Not live, technically. We're out here doing some end of the season white-tailed deer hunting. Got a beautiful day. Looks like a postcard around this place after the snowfall. It was actually an ice and snowstorm that hit pretty much the whole East Coast, but Wall, Virginia as well. There's parts west of here that recorded almost 50 inches of snow. So this was a serious storm, and as you can see, there are just a number of trees down due to the snow and the ice. So the ice is a lot more, for those of you that are watching from out west, the ice is a lot more damaging than the snow, because it seals itself onto the trees and the tree limbs and just weighs the trees down, and eventually they just snap if there's any kind of wind. So we got plenty of dead wood, plenty of fallen trees of all sizes to work on, and I am absolutely excited because I have my new toy in town that just purchased and just received, Rtak II. And I've been talking a lot about this knife and been waiting to pull the trigger on it. You guys know my feelings on the Ka-Bar large heavy Bowie, one of my favorites, large survival wilderness blades. And when I say survival, I'm not talking about running tactical missions overseas or military and things like that. That I'll classify as more tactical. I'm talking about shelter building and fire making and woodcraft out in survival situations in the woods. And the Rtak II, I've been very envious of the owners of the Rtak II. Finally got it in last week and couldn't wait to get out here again to the King Estates to do some knife testing on it. So what I'm going to be doing is sort of the traditional. I want to compare it against how it performs against the Ka-Bar heavy Bowie. And the reason is although they're very similar, the Ka-Bar, the last heavy Bowie that I bought for $41. This Ontario Rtak II that I bought last week, $101. So you got much more than a double in price. Actually, about 150% more expensive than the Ka-Bar large heavy Bowie. So I want to see how it stacks up. How does it stack up size-wise? Well, check it out. Just how much bigger this blade is, the Rtak II, than the large heavy Bowie. And there it is, sitting behind it. 10-inch blade. This thing is a hunk of metal. I will tell you that right now. I don't have all the specs on me. I'll do a separate tabletop review on it. But what a beautiful, beautiful knife. I have a feeling I'm going to end up doing the exact same thing I did with the Ka-Bar, the large heavy Bowie, and some of the other knives, is buying one for use out in the field, and then of course buying one to collect and possibly hand down to next generations of franchise chroniclers, if that's a word. But here you go, 10-inch blade, 1095 steel, full tang all the way back. I love the pommel on the back for pounding capabilities or defensive capabilities. You've got the micarta handle with 3 hex screws in it, so you can take, again, I really like the micarta because you can take the handles off and clean in there. But what it doesn't do, much like my criticism, or not so much a criticism, it's just the design of it, but what it doesn't do is absorb shock at all. You feel the full brunt of it, unlike that rubberized Kraton handle on the Ka-Bar heavy Bowie. But very similar in design, very similar in size, but very big difference in price. And you guys know that I'm a value guy, and I want to bring you guys good knife comparisons, real world tests, and sort of stack them up and see which one's worth the money. You know, if the Rtak II does the same thing that the Ka-Bar large heavy Bowie does in sort of the same fashion, then, you know, I don't know. I guess it's going to come down to, is the Ontario name, is their brand, is their craftsmanship 150% better than Ka-Bars. So we'll see, but you know, so far you guys can see the work I've done with the heavy Bowie. It hasn't failed me yet, not even close. So we'll see. Coming to you live, not live, I keep saying that, recorded from the King Estates in middle of Virginia, just above the Carolina border, on a beautiful pre-Christmas day. Happy holidays to everybody. Let's get to work.